Hi, welcome to week 1 July devotional, and today I'm going to give you a devotional that is very interesting and I believe that you will enjoy it. Remember that every week we have a devotional. For those of you who are new, my name is Anyoso Jackie and I do devotionals every week, and a prayer and new scriptures and a Bible study that can help you with your spiritual growth every week. And in today's devotional, I'll be telling you, I know it's strange to say that I like it sometimes when I'm being persecuted for doing the right thing. Being persecuted is painful, being rejected and excluded is painful, and being mocked and cast away because you're doing something right is painful, and also going through your weakness and storms is painful. But I rejoice most in these times because I know that these are the times when God shows his strength. These are the times where God shows off sometimes, if I can say that. This is the time when you can really see God's strength. If you really want to see God's strength, and if you're in bad condition right now, do not despair, do not feel painful, do not feel bad, because these are the times when you can actually see that it is in your weakness when God actually comes in to help you. And there is a verse that I really like to read. It's in 2 Corinthians chapter 12 verse 9. And it says, verse 9 and 10, and it says, but he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore I will boast all the more gladly of my weaknesses, so that the power of Christ may rest upon me. For the sake of Christ, then I'm content with weakness, insults, hardships, persecutions, and calamities. For when I'm weak, then I am strong. It is at your weakest point actually that you are strong. But I came to realize this very much later on in life. And actually, this thing people casually talk about, rock bottom, it is real. And it doesn't have to be the rock bottom of drugs. You can actually reach a point in your life that everything is taken away from you, just like Job. Your belongings, your possessions, everything, your friends, your family, everything is taken away from you. But it is in this time that God can actually come and build you up and be your strength in your weakness. And you can never know this until, they say that you can never know your strength until, you can never know you are strong, and you can never know the level of your strength until you're put into test. That is when, at your lowest point, that is when you actually know that you are very strong. But people rarely know this. I really like these days, I approach persecution and hardship with a very different mentality. I had to change my mind and my mentality when storms come. And actually, it's true what they say, that your courage muscles, these things are supposed to be exercised. Every time that you fear running away from something that is difficult, you always be afraid of it, always. But every time something difficult comes and you can face it, you become much more stronger. And every time you challenge yourself to do better, every time you challenge yourself to do something that is difficult, you will always become better. Challenge yourself to do something that is difficult, you become stronger. You definitely become stronger, and it will show. Every time you become more and more courageous. So don't ever be afraid of hardship. And even if you're being persecuted, trust me, the worst one is normally persecution is painful. Persecution is like you're being insulted and cast away, or left out, or disowned or something for doing the right thing. This is when, for doing the right thing, you would think it's when you're supposed to be embraced most. No, sometimes with human beings, when you do the right thing, people don't like it. People don't like when you are actually doing the right thing. And as I told you before, when you are God's children, you are always a target. You are always the target of the devil. You are always the target of evil. So you always know that you will be insulted. Indeed, you will be persecuted. You will be cast away. You will be shunned out. simply sometimes for doing the right thing. But what does the Bible say? You will always be exalted at the right time. It's for you now to try and be patient at your weak points. Try and withhold that time when you're down, when you're facing hardship. Try and withhold, because God will come and cover you. How does he do it? Okay, let's look at Matthew chapter 11 verse 28. The Bible says, "Come to me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your soul. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." And indeed, sometimes, have you ever noticed that when you actually feel so heavy, like today morning, this was a Sunday morning, I woke up feeling very bad. In 5th of July, I woke up feeling very, very bad, and I was wondering why do I feel something that is quite off, and I decided to pray. And tell God, take this feeling away from me. It's not a good feeling. I want to feel good for the rest of the day. I want to feel blessed. I want to feel lighter. I want to feel like I'm, I want to feel myself. I know my energy and how I am. I don't want to feel this way that I'm feeling. And after praying, I felt very light. And actually, I have learned to have like a schedule of prayer, because if you stop praying, trust me that you will feel everything is heavy. But if you pray all the time, you pray consistently, you will always feel like you are lighter. Like every day you are offloading, and God is taking away the burdens from you. I'm very grateful that we don't have to carry our burdens. We don't have to burden ourselves with all the problems of life, and we can give them all to God, because he cares for us. He cares for us more than you think, more than you know. And I always think, can you imagine how life was if there was not there someone who will carry our burdens? And sometimes, as you know, in this life, no matter how many friends you have, no matter how many family members you have, sometimes you're just alone. And God is the only one that can be there with you 24/7 without changing, without moving, and always being there for you as a loyal friend, as a loyal ally. And because God is always watching over us, he can never leave us. He is the only one person who he can never leave you. At any point where you feel alone, you are alone, and you don't have anybody to talk to, please know that with God it's very easy. You can go to the toilet and talk to him. You can stay in your room and talk to him. You can be in a classroom and still talk to him. You can be in a supermarket and still talk to him. You can be in church and talk to him, and you can be outside of church in a garden and talk to him. Any single time that you feel like, I feel I'm alone, or I feel like everything is heavy, you don't have to carry all these things alone. So I hope that you will keep these scriptures to heart: Matthew chapter 11 verse 28, and 2 Corinthians chapter 12 verse 9 and 10. Keep them in your heart, keep them in your soul, keep them in your mind, and always remember that God will always carry your burdens for you. And don't feel like you are alone, and don't feel like you have to carry everything by yourself. And we all know we cannot carry all these burdens of life by ourselves. It's so many. And sometimes I'm like, how am I even doing it? No, it's not me. God is taking away my burdens. Every time I pray, he's taking some of them. Every time I pray, he's taking another. Every time I pray, he's taking another. And sometimes I don't even have to meet with these burdens, because he even covers you. Even before you pray, he knows what you want to pray about. That is how much God knows us. And when you pray and you ask, the Bible says that he will do what you ask for. He will give you what you ask for. Yeah, so let's remember that God is there for us. God is there loving us every day, caring for us. Cast your burdens onto him, and he will set you free. And this is Awaken and Rise Devotionals with me, Anyoso Jackie. I'm so grateful for you to be here. I'm so grateful for you to be hearing me. For those who are new, join me every week if this is something that you are interested in and something that you would like to be reminded of, some scriptures, and learn something new for your spiritual growth. Join me every week. Join me for the word of prayer that we will have for the first week of July, and I look forward to seeing you in the next devotional, that is the week 2 July devotional. Until the next video, see you next time.